how every forest waterfall becomes a gathering place where the rainforest's most beautiful creatures reveal themselves.
These tiny specialists live their entire lives within the reach of falling water, perfectly adapted to this wet, vibrant world.
Patience defines rainforest life, where waiting is the most successful strategy.
Here, in the canopy, worlds exist within worlds. Each water-filled bromeliad forms its own. Water connects every corner of the forest, carrying life from the highest canopy to the distant ocean.
The seasonal floods transform the forest floor into a temporary aquatic realm, a perfect mirror reflecting the golden hour.
A precision honed by millions of years of evolution, culminating in this dramatic moment.
Here, where the flooded forest meets the open channel, different worlds converge in a spectacular display of life.
Ancient waterways that have carved this landscape since before the Andes rose. Bathed in the golden light of the Amazon sunset, these mystical river dwellers possess an intelligence that rivals their ocean cousins. This living fossil whose ancestors watched the dinosaurs disappear. This is the great transition, when day yields to night, and one shift of life gives way to the next. Daily pilgrimage of these forest jewels, returning home before darkness falls. At twilight, the forest begins its transformation. New voices awaken, and new lights emerge from the deep blue shadows. Night shift awakening, as creatures adapted to darkness inherit the forest. The kinkajou, often called a honey bear due to its sweet tooth, navigates the canopy by moonlight, searching for ripe figs. Forest under moonlight, where the world becomes simultaneously more mysterious and more beautiful. The silent hunters who rule the night, with senses beyond human understanding. This perfect nocturnal predator, whose every adaptation speaks of mastery over darkness.
This nightly declaration of territory echoes through the jungle for miles, creating one of the rainforest's most iconic soundscapes.
Armored wanderers, whose ancient lineage has survived by staying close to the earth. In the eternal stillness before the strike, patience becomes the deadliest weapon. Beneath the peaceful surface, the forest never truly sleeps, but engages in an endless nocturnal ballet. Every creature of the night must balance hunger against the constant awareness of watching eyes. The forest speaks in silence, and every creature understands its warning. The smaller spotted cats are the true ghosts of the night, moving unseen through their domain. This solitary hunter, whose territory spans the forest, and whose presence is felt far more often than seen. How the forest at night reveals different truths to those who learn to see in darkness. The river never stops its journey, flowing ceaselessly, whether under the bright sun or the soft glow of the moon. Timeless rhythms, where day and night, wet season and dry season, create an eternal pulse that has governed this wilderness since its beginning. This is the most magical hour, when the forest transitions from night's mystery to day's revelation. Here, in the soft light of dawn, the mist rises like the very breath of the forest, exhaling into the new day. This living fossil is the forest's gardener, whose very existence shapes the landscape around it. The same dawn rituals have played out here for millions of years, long before human memory. This is the continuity of the wild. The simple act of drinking connects every creature, from the smallest frog to the largest tapir, in the shared gift of water. As the morning sun rises, it transforms the rainforest into a true cathedral of light, piercing the canopy with golden beams. These jewel-like birds, whose colors rival any gemstone. How color in the rainforest serves as language, camouflage, and declaration all at once, whose bills belie their lightweight structure and gentle nature.
The wisdom of slowness, in a place where patience is rewarded above all else.
A life lived at its own perfect pace, where every movement is intentional and nothing is wasted. And sometimes the greatest wisdom is simply knowing when to rest and absorb the gifts the forest freely offers. This living ocean of green that produces the very air the world breathes. These great trees as landmarks and gathering places that have anchored this forest community for centuries.
In the wild, partnership means survival, and companionship transcends mere instinct.
How macaws navigate their three-dimensional world with an intelligence that matches their beauty.
Deep within the rainforest, the daily gathering begins. Here, the forest's most colorful residents meet in an explosion of sound and vibrant color.
A vital pharmacy, where the forest provides medicine for its most brilliant inhabitants.
Every gathering in the wild is shadowed by constant vigilance.
This is the great cat whose very presence commands the forest. The jaguar, a symbol of raw power in the Amazon. The jaguar, this apex predator, is the guardian of the rainforest. Its presence alone maintains the delicate balance of the entire ecosystem.
How jaguars are masters of patience, who can wait motionless for hours for the perfect moment.
A predator whose every sense is tuned to frequencies humans cannot perceive. It is the eternal dynamic between predator and prey. A moment of unawareness in the morning mist can mean the difference between life and death. The jaguar's strength lies not in speed but in explosive power and infinite patience, stillness.
The jaguar has chosen a different path today. As only it understands own needs, its capybaras continue swimming.
The jaguar, a keystone species, touches every level of this ecosystem. Every jaguar maintains its kingdom through invisible messages left across the landscape, silent declarations of ownership. How even the most powerful predator must tend to the simple rituals of self-care. How beauty and power coexist in the forest. Each creature, from the jaguar to the butterfly, playing its unique role in this delicate balance. Being windows into nature's design, whose transparency makes them nearly invisible to predators. The miracles hidden in plain sight reward those who look closely at the forest's smaller inhabitants. Fallen trees as entire worlds, where life concentrates and communities form in the forest's recycling system.
This remarkable parental behavior sees the parent carry its young to water-filled bromeliads high in the trees.
These vertical highways connect the forest from floor to canopy. Every level holds different opportunities and dangers. These botanical cradles, where the next generation begins life, suspended between earth and sky. Within this bromeliad, a complete miniature food web thrives, forming one of the countless aerial islands of life that dot the canopy. These masters of the canopy who live their entire lives without ever touching the forest floor.
Within these complex societies, knowledge of fruiting trees passes from generation to generation. The intimate family.
The years of learning ahead, where this infant will gradually master the canopy pathways its mother travels today. The forest's voices guide its inhabitants, leading them toward essential resources like water. Water's eternal power to shape the land and gather life around its abundance. Here in the mist, the cock of the rock thrives, a bird of paradise whose spectacular colors seem painted by the rainbow itself. The ancient rituals of attraction, where males perform and females choose, ensuring only the most spectacular pass on their genes. Every successful courtship ensures that the forest symphony will continue for another generation. all turbulence eventually finds peace, as the river remembers its ancient path to the sea.
These highly intelligent social hunters, whose family groups work together with extraordinary cooperation.
Family bonds forged in water, where knowledge flows between generations as surely as the river itself.
These river wolves patrol their territory, maintaining the health of the entire aquatic ecosystem.
Here is a meeting place where different waters and different lives converge in the forest's great network. The confluence creates smaller waterways as the forest's capillaries, reaching into every corner of the wilderness. Patient watchers find abundance in still waters. Perfect calculation, where angle and speed and timing converge in an instant. Here in the shallows is a different world, the nursery grounds where countless aquatic lives begin in the shelter of quiet waters. Here, at the water's edge, we witness the extraordinary convergence of terrestrial and aquatic worlds. Here in the jungle, the canopy provides a constant rain of plenty, feeding the waters below and sustaining this vibrant ecosystem.
The smallest of the Amazon primates, the squirrel monkey's social bonds hold their troop together through every challenge.
Every creature leaves its mark on the forest, whether visible or not. The pool's surface returns to a mirror.
Hollow trees that become nurseries where the next generation of forest voices develops.
This iconic bill contains a network of blood vessels that help regulate the bird's temperature.
The forest measures time in shifting light as the day progresses toward evening.
Here we see remarkable tool use. This cultural knowledge, passed down through generations, allows these intelligent primates to thrive. Intelligence manifested in action, where problem-solving becomes tradition. Survival skills are rarely intuitive. This intergenerational transfer of knowledge requires intense apartment buildings of the forest, housing countless lives within their architecture. This living cathedral, a sanctuary created by centuries of growth. Shafts of light reveal the sacred atmosphere within this natural chamber. These nocturnal creatures spend the daylight hours resting, gathering energy for the night's foraging ahead. The constant movement between light and shadow truly defines the rainforest experience here. In a forest where loyalty brings survival advantages, these partnerships last for decades. These intelligent birds, whose complex social lives include lifelong partnerships and extensive communication, intimate feeding behavior, the macaws.
In this simple act of care, we see that affection truly exists across all species, speaking to a universal connection.
Each day in the rainforest ends as it began, with the flight of birds returning to their evening roosts.
This is the golden hour, when the forest is painted in its most beautiful light. A time when the vibrant color. This daily ritual, where the forest's loudest voice claims the fading day, creates a truly magical atmosphere. A small arboreal cat that hunts in the boundary between day and night.
The eternal vigilance that defines life in the forest, where every sound carries meaning. These forest gardeners, the white-lipped peccaries, their constant foraging shapes the very composition of the forest floor.
The daily journeys these animals make between feeding grounds, following ancient paths known only to their kind. The quiet returns after the disturbance, as the forest reclaims its peace. The stream settles back into tranquilities. The great transition begins. As the golden light fades, diurnal creatures yield to their nocturnal, each sunset as unique and unrepeatable, a gift the forest offers at the close of every day. The day's last light, blessing all who witness it, before the forest embraces the night once more. The forest at night is a different world, inhabited by different beings following different rules. Definitions. Guided by senses adapted to the darkness, the honey bear begins its nightly search for sweet fruit. The night-blooming flowers and their pollinators are engaged in relationships hidden from the sun, a perfect mutualistic partnership. These magnificent balsa trees become vital gathering places, nocturnal hubs where the night's pollinators and nectar feeders converge peacefully. Deep in the rainforest, the moonlight reveals a 24-hour civilization. While the rest of the forest sleeps, the industry of the leafcutter ant never ceases. Underground cities where millions of citizens maintain a complex society, complete with gardens, nurseries, and waste management. These nocturnal hunters, whose sensory abilities perceive a world invisible to human eyes. The hunter knows patience. For in this silent world, success comes only to those who wait the longest. The only truly nocturnal monkeys on Earth, the Azara's night monkeys' social lives unfold entirely under the cover of darkness. Partnerships navigate the darkness together, finding both sustenance and safety in their close companionship. A moment of recognition, when the boundaries between different lives seem to dissolve. These rare openings, where moonlight floods the ground, allow nocturnal grazers to gather. The clearing is revealed as forest deer who seek openings in the dense vegetation, where moonlight and fresh growth provide rare abundance. In a world of hidden hunters, constant awareness is the only thing that keeps prey animals alive. Ghost returning, the apex predator whose presence defines this wilderness. The jaguar's dramatic reappearance. The jaguar as the rainforest's soul made flesh, the living embodiment of wildness itself. A moment where the wild looks back, and for an instant there is recognition between worlds. The connection profound. The jaguar's eternal rounds maintain the balance of the forest, generation to generation, its departure as graceful as its arrival. This living wilderness has existed for millions of years, and will continue long after all who watch this are gone. The privilege of witnessing this world is profound. We must protect it, and the silent rivers that flow through it. Forest's breath rising to meet the night sky, in an eternal cycle of water and life.
The forest never truly sleeps, moving in an endless cycle. Every ending contains a new beginning, as the approaching dawn promises a new...
The jaguar still patrols somewhere below, and the macaws will soon take flight, and the river continues its endless journey.